Hello students, today we are going to study about Newton's first law of motion and a physical quantity that is momentum. Now in previous class we just discussed about a Galileo hypothetics, that is inertia. And Galileo said that inertia is a property of a massive body by virtue of which a body maintains its state of absolute rest, uniform motion, or a specific direction. On his given guidelines, we can say, Newton observed that Galileo was right, that every body have a property to maintain its state, but they doesn't maintain that state throughout its life. Some of them just displaced that change its inertial state by an external agency. And the basis of his guidelines, Newton's gave his laws of motion. And here today we are just discussing about his first law and a physical quantity given by him, that is momentum. So our topic is for today, first law of motion and momentum. According to Newton, it is right, it is absolutely right that every body maintain its state of absolute rest, uniform motion, and a specific direction unless until an external agency applied on it. That means हम कह सकते हैं ये सारी चीजें मेंटेन करेगा कोई बॉडी, इन सारी स्टेट्स को, वी कैन से एब्सोल्यूट रेस्ट स्टेट को, यूनिफॉर्म मोशन स्टेट को, स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्शन स्टेट को, दे मेंटेन इवन एन एक्सटर्नल एजेंसी अप्लाइड ऑन इट. If that external agency which is able to change their inertial property applied on that body, then they change their inertial state. And Newton formally give its first law of motion. According to Newton's first law, every body in this universe maintain its state of absolute rest, uniform motion, and a specific direction unless until an external agency applied on it. By his first law of motions, Newton gave the definition of that external agency, and Newton named that external agency as force. And by the first law of motion, he deduced the definition, drive the definition of force. So we can say the first law of motion is also known as the Galileo's law, also known as the law of inertia. And by that law, Newton drive the definition of force. Because in his theory, that external agency, which is just able to change the inertial property of the body, is called unbalanced force. And he deduce the value about the things of force. And according to him, force is that physical quantity which acts on a body to change or try to change its state. That means its state means its inertial property. तो हम कह सकते हैं फोर्स एक ऐसा फिजिकल क्वांटिटी है जो किसी बॉडी में उसकी इनर्शियल प्रॉपर्टी को चेंज करता है. So as a definition we can say that force is that physical quantity which act on a body to change or try to change the inertial property of the body. Or we can also say that force is that physical quantity which act on a body to change or try to change its state, its position. जब न्यूटन ने फोर्स की बात कही कि फोर्स एक ऐसा चीज है, एक ऐसा एजेंसी है जो इनर्शिया को चेंज कर सकता है, तो उनमें ख्याल आया कि आखिर उस फोर्स में ऐसा क्या है जो वो इनर्शिया को चेंज करेगा. दैट मीन्स जब हम बात कर रहे हैं कि बॉडी की इनर्शियल प्रॉपर्टी चेंज होगी, तो क्राइटेरिया यही है कि बॉडी की वेलोसिटी चेंज होगी. चाहे वो 0 से वेरिएबल हो जाए, स्पेसिफिक डायरेक्शन को चेंज कर दे, या स्लो से फास्ट हो जाए, या फास्ट से स्लो हो जाए. इन एवरी कंडीशन ही फाउंड दैट whenever we apply the force on a body, then there is a change in velocity with respect to time takes place. Then he introduced a new physical quantity, that is momentum. That is momentum. And he told that whenever we apply the force to change the inertial property of the body, then actually that physical quantity changes. And momentum is defined as the product of mass of the body and its velocity. So momentum of a body is defined as the product of mass and its velocity, and it is denoted by P. So P, mathematically, P is equal to mass into velocity. And it is a vector quantity. And its SI unit is kg meter per second. So momentum, न्यूटन का कहना था जब कभी भी हम एक्चुअली में फोर्स अप्लाई करके इनर्शियल प्रॉपर्टी को बदलना चाहते हैं, एक्चुअली में बदलाव उस बॉडी के मोमेंटम में होती है. और मोमेंटम में मास is the product of mass and velocity, and mass is a scalar quantity. It never change. So, whenever we change the inertial property, we want to change the inertial property of the body, then only velocity is such a physical quantity which changes, which takes and changes. So, momentum is defined as the product of mass and velocity, and it plays a very important role in the Newton's second law of motions. For today, thank you.